What's that, YouTube? All praises to the Most High, Yahuah, and all praises to Yahusha, the one that lived for us, died to his flesh for us, died on a stake for us, and is resurrected for us to use the Yahuah HaKodesh. Know about this time. I know you know what that was. Me quickening the Yahuah HaKodesh. Now, it's Halo Quan Z back at you with another one. And I appreciate everybody for their comments on my last video. I decided to make a part 2 because I have to make a part 2. And I'm going to tie it in with the polygamy or polygyny or whatever you want to call it about having multiple wives thing, okay? I'm going to tie it in with that. But this is still a lust video. And I will be giving you many different experiences, not just the particular one I had overcame, but I've overcome. Well, I've fallen in many situations. So that's why I say I'm not perfect. And if you are new to the channel, pull up, pull up, pull up. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. And we're about to get into this. Oh, yeah. And if you're a regular here, hit that thumbs up. And to the newcomers, if you like what you hear, hit that thumbs up. If you like. If you have any discrepancies with what I'm about to express to you, or you don't have clarity on what I'm saying. Some people didn't have clarity on what I was saying about these politicians. However, I'll explain that too. But get in them comments. Get in them comments. If you got something to add to the conversation, add to the conversation. Get in the comments. And let's just have a harmonious dialogue. Harmonious dialogue. And it's fine. I don't mind y'all disagreeing with me. And I don't mind listening to somebody else's convictions because I can also be corrected if I am incorrect. I'm not perfect. So y'all might see something that I might not see. Just like I might see something that people don't see. But for this, I believe that a lot of us are misled by our desires and the things that we consider pleasure. We are and a lot of it leads us down the wrong path. So let me begin by saying this. Those people that are what do you call it, Hebrew Israelites and all that stuff, and they believe in having multiple wives and developing in that way. They don't believe in having multiple wives. They think they do, but that's not what they're believing in. They're believing in their hardcore lust, hardcore sexual lust. That's it. It's really what it boils down to. They want to be able to have pleasure when it's not accessible with one, they can go to the other. They would like to have many options. And unfortunately, that's considered lustful behavior. I mean, it's unfortunate because I understand the desire. Like, I get that people don't want to tolerate one woman a lot of times, or the woman doesn't want to tolerate one man, because nowadays these women are dang near trying to practice polygamy or polygyny or however you want to pronounce it. They practicing it too because they don't want to stick to one man. They'll leave as soon as it gets difficult. Like I said, you see what I'm talking about with this? Okay, check this out, because it says in the Bible that if you do fornicate, marry the woman. So you can't, like, the fornication behind, like, if you, okay, initially you're well intended when you are exchanging energy, right? Initially, when a man and a woman is initially attracted to each other and it's intentional and they want to connect with one another on that level, yeah, that part is okay. To keep from the iniquity, it says to get married. It's better to be married than to burn in lust. I seen that post and I was reminded, because I've said this before in one of my other videos, that it is okay to have desire. And the Most High gave us a way around fornication. He did give us a way out. Now, whether we want to take that way out is up to us. And then it's not just up to you, it's up to the person you're dealing with. Really, literally. So it's not the act itself that leads you down to hell. It's what did you do behind that act? Like, what are you doing behind that act after it is commenced? Are you not satisfied? And you out here going to every chick or hollering or hopping in everybody body? Everybody body. Because that's what happens. And yeah, I mean, Hebrew Israelites, they have their own concept and about polygamy and all that stuff and having multiple wives, but that's just a roundabout saying that I can't control my lust. That's really all it is saying. I can't control my lust. I want to put everybody's body in jeopardy. Because one, what I say in the last video, risk assessment, all the way gone. He's not thinking about what these women, depending on who he's trying to entangle himself with, are about to do while they're dealing with him. And they could be completely faithful on the surface as long as things is going their way. But let's say that something doesn't go their way, or their loyalty goes somewhere else. Then what? Now you're dealing with multiple personalities. Now, I'm not saying multiple personalities cannot be managed. What I am saying is, depending on the type of man it is, especially if they're fearful of losing that man, because that's the main thing. The person has to fear losing you as an individual. They have to fear losing you, not the benefits of you. No, they have to fear losing you in particular. And that is a very rare occurrence, especially when there's so many options out here. And you're not going to outbeat every option out here, which is why commitment is detrimental, which is why your lust should not take you away from one wife and one husband. Yes, you. And then if you create yourself to be the object of desire, if you create yourself to be the object of desire, you better stick with the one person. Loved by all, obtained by one. Wanted by many, obtained by one. That's how you create yourself to be unique. That's how the Most High created us to, because, I mean, as you can tell out here, everybody for everybody, and everybody be in everybody body. Everybody be in and out of everybody body and damaging their vessel. And then also putting the other person in jeopardy. So let's say you do commit to this polygyny or having multiple wives, which is a lustful act. It is. It's lustful. Because if you're not doing it for the right reason or intentional reasons, and then, even if it is intentional, you off top, you figure out the person that got the type of traits you want and you get with that person. Instead of just trying to have many nations by different women. Because at that point you just sound like uncontrolled zealot. That's what you sound like, an uncontrolled zealot when you want to practice having polygamy, many wives, or polygyny, many women that you are having intercourse with. When one is not going your way, or you have lost desire for the one, you better find a way to rekindle that BS and stop playing. You better find a way to rekindle it. Find it somewhere. You better find it. When I was committed to someone, like I said, when I got a divorce, it's not something I wanted, okay? It's something that had to be done because I had desires that she didn't want to fulfill, which was children. That was it, okay? It wasn't no more to it than that. I didn't have desire for other women. I didn't want to be out here in everybody's body like that at all. And as a matter of fact, as I endeavored in many different other women, because I did, this is the thing. And not one, if y'all ain't on the same page, all it is going to be a situationship, or it's going to be just a situation of lust. And then let's throw greed in the mix, materialism in the mix. Like I said, when practicing this worldly behavior gets you off. I promise you, it'll get you all out of alignment with the Most High, for real. I used to practice worldly behavior. I'm not doing that no more. Now I'm just way more intentional about who I want to be with or who I want to give my energy to. And yes, I'm saying it's the wrong thing if you want multiple women. Yes, it's the wrong thing because you have control over who you desire. And if you don't desire what you chose, then that's your fault. It's not her fault. That's your fault because you decided to give yourself to that person. But also, you doing that, you're putting her body in jeopardy. Okay? You're putting the woman, all the women that you are dealing with your lustful mind, trying to have polygyny, and then also not knowing the character. And even if you did know the characters of all the women that you decided you wanted to, practice polygyny with, character change, interest change, especially with these wayward women out here. If they're wayward, oh yeah, you've run to be ran through the mud. You've run all them through the mud. And then on top of it, you're not being safe at all. You don't understand what other situations they got going on outside of you, and then not all the time a woman is truthful, or not all the time a woman gonna tell you everything that she got going on, because they're very mischievous. They're very curious. Now, you as a man, if you're very curious, that's because, we have developed a lot of feminine traits over time. We developed a lot of feminine traits over time because of the fact that, we might not have had a solid father in our life, or we just more so admired our mother over our father. That's another thing too. Like, it could just be that, we desired the soft touch of a woman more so than the hardships and discipline of a man. And so, since we were more allocated towards desiring what the softer side looks like, we became what we desired. That's another thing that people don't tell you. Like, whatever you're idolizing at the time, it tends to rub off on you. I have a nurturing nature because when I was way younger, I was more so aligned with my mother, and my father passed away, my real father. So, I was more so aligned with her. All right. And then, as stepfathers came in and stuff like that and tried to regulate the situation, it was, by that time it was too late. It was over. I was already set on the type of behavior I liked. And then every time I got stuck with discomfort, I wanted to run away from it. And that's what happened. That's what happens if you don't have no self-discipline or no hardcore discipline. Now, don't get me wrong. My real father did teach us discipline, but it was extreme. It was completely extreme. Not nothing I would want to repeat out loud to anybody, honestly. But it was extreme. I could say that. And it was well intended. It was well intended. The actions might not have been good, but it was very well intended. And I think it could have went a little differently, but matter of fact, I've thought of improvisions along the way of me recalling the situations that I experienced with true discipline. And that was from 1 to 6, because my father passed away when I was 6. But I think I was hit so hard or traumatized so bad that I have the earlier memory still of everything. Some stuff just kind of stick with you after you done after you done endured the chaos, and you have, like, I have memories of 3 years old, three, I believe 3 to 4, 5, and 6. I have those memories, and it's crazy, but yeah, I do. However, that's beside the point. The point is about this lust and your risk assessment, and you not paying attention to why you're wanting to do something. You're not paying attention to it. You're thinking that you're doing something for the greater good. Once again, polygyny, a thought of, I'm doing this for the greater good. No, you're not. You're doing it because you're lustful. That's what you're doing it for. You're not doing it because you are looking for the DNA and the traits and qualities of each individual woman. Because if you were doing it like that, I could see the intention behind that. But just out here, just being willy-nilly, I need somebody to drop off into if I can't drop off into this one. Or for the women, like if they want to practice it, and y'all definitely not designed for that ratchet behavior. Even though y'all want to practice it out here now, because a lot of y'all do, where y'all got too many men or you're messing with more than one man, that stuff is dangerous. For your pH balance, it throw y'all off. Throw y'all pH balance off. Also, diseases don't affect y'all like it affect men. Down there, it do. Matter of fact, it's worse for it's worse for a man to be infected than a woman, because y'all are still able to get penetrated. So if a person want to risk his life in that mousetrap or that pit y'all got down there, when y'all done practice handling it wrong, and somebody decide they want to, give you a chance, or like, let's say you find somebody that genuinely want to have the opportunity with you, and they was genuine in their heart, but they end up catching something from the woman, you as a woman, catch it, and they was righteously, they had righteous intention with you. But you didn't care because you have been so emotionally drained by by men that are terrible, or you feel rejected or not as seen. You don't feel as seen by a certain individual, so you're deciding to either get back or whatever the case may be, because it ain't just purely physical lust. It could be just lust for attention. It could be lust for material items that the man can't provide at the time, which is greed. And then on top of it, children. Yeah, y'all might want children, but I noticed that when I interacted with somebody, I felt she wanted a child more as a pet than an actual child. She wanted it as a pet. She didn't want it now she might not have known that, but I looked at it and I listened and I said, oh, you want a pet. You don't want to build a family. You want a pet. You want somebody that loves you unconditionally. You want a pet. especially when I heard the explanation behind wanting only one child. If you only want one child, you just want a pet. Something to control, take care of, your feed, and not even control or discipline, because you want to let it do what it want to do. That's a pet. That's not that is no longer a human being being crafted into an image of the Most High Yahuah. When a woman wants only one child, she wants a pet. She don't want to build a family, and she wants a child more so for herself than the child itself. And then when you have children, you're supposed to have them for the Most High, you're not even supposed to have children just for yourself, even though it is the greatest crown. Like, yeah, you are to have them for yourself, but you are to have them for selfless reasons. It's not supposed to be selfish. You don't create beings to be pushed out into the world, misguided, misdirected, or just out here just getting handled any old kind of way, to where they have no guidance, no self-control, or they all over the place, or you're going easy on them. Because what happens is when it's just a woman raising a child, 9 times out of 10, the child gonna be spoiled, undisciplined, and all over the place. It's not gonna get no discipline for real. And then if it is getting discipline, it's getting the wrong kind of discipline. Because what I've noticed is that in our culture, or just in general, like, women are either too soft or too hard. They have no balance. And they don't have any balance because there's no male stability, or just no stable existence within that household. And they get out of control. They get emotionally out of body. And I noticed that, when you're lustful, you don't think things through. When you lust for desires, even the desire for a child is lustful, okay? If you have a strong desire for having children, it's still a lust decision. Because what are you having it for? Is it intentional? And then if you're just doing it just to say I did it, that's even worse. That is even the worst decision that any woman or man can make, to be honest. And the reason being is because, you don't want to put a child in the situation. Now, I can see if you can't have them. That's different. If you cannot, or for the people that cannot have children, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that are fully functional, know how the Most High works, and actually wants to practice his ways. And then there are the people that are of this world trying to come to the Most High. Those are who I'm talking about. The ones that's trying to come to the Most High are actually trying to live a healthy, balanced life. That's who I'm really talking to. I'm not talking to nobody that want to be out here in everybody's body. All right? I don't want to be in everybody's body, because that shit is dangerous. And it's very lustful, man. Like I said, stop trying to fool yourselves into thinking that you want to do polygyny for righteous reasons. You don't. You're lying to yourselves. Talking of no, people did used to have multiple wives back in the day, but it was unnecessary at the time. And that was at that time. Now, that time may come past again, but the ones that want it aren't the ones that should have it. And women sense that. To be honest, women sense that. Women sense that you don't have righteous intention. And that's why they so wicked now. That's why women are so wicked now, is because what I notice about a woman when they see that when they're now when they see that like the reason they go for bad men is because they can hold something over that bad man's head anyway. That's why most women go for bad men or men that are unrighteous, because they got something to hold over that man, or they have put that man in a compromising position to where, oh, okay, yeah, you can still have her too, but just know when I need something, or when I need something from you, you better be over here bringing it this way. Otherwise, I'ma do this or I'ma do that. And the man kind of fall for it because he don't want to mess his situation up. I mean, that's sometimes that be what it is too. When these women do that, like they'll put a man's life in jeopardy or marriage in jeopardy, and they'll put him in a compromising position to where, he ran to mess his marriage up. Now, not saying that the man didn't put himself in a compromising position on his own through his lust. Stop trying to fool yourselves. All around, you just want to be in everybody's body once again. And not everybody practice good health. Not everybody practice good health. People not practicing good health out here all the time. I'm not saying not every woman, and I'm not saying every man. I'm saying your risk assessment abilities are very impaired because you're being lustful. So you're not thinking about complete risk or the complete function of a situation when you decide you want to acquire whatever desire it is that you're chasing. Seriously. Stop trying to make it justifiable. Stop trying to justify yourselves in your... And I'm not saying the one that asked me this, because the one that asked me this, he already get it anyway. But he was asking me about Hebrew Israelites or people that want to practice polygyny or polygamy and all that stuff. There's a reason they want to practice it out of lust. They don't want to practice it because they have righteous intention. Because, matter of fact, I don't really see the righteous benefit in having multiple wives in the first place, because it shows that you cannot be committed. Matter of fact, it shows a lack of self-control as well, because that means that you cannot abstain. Or if you are trying to have that kind of a situation, and you're saying that, oh, it's for business reasons, or, having a sister wife would be beneficial. Not everybody get along all the time. Did you not know that there is jealousy? Even I, as a man, get jealous. Like, I get jealous. So if I get jealous, like if the woman that I desire is choosing something else over me, I'm jealous of that. And then in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, you can have that then. I'm going to throw the whole situation away because, I don't want to be competing. Nobody wants to compete. Women don't want to compete. And I'm not saying that everything should be easily accessible. You should compete, but compete in a There's healthy competition and there's unhealthy competition. Don't be stupid. Yes, healthy competition. I'm going to do everything to hold my man's attention, or I'm going to do everything to hold the woman that I chose, hold her attention, so that no other man takes her attention away from me. Or so that no other woman takes his attention away from me. Healthy competition. Unhealthy. Oh, well. I'm about to be out here. Oh, I could do that too. Unhealthy competition. I can do that too. Well, I'm going to outdo you. Oh, okay. You cheated? Oh, well, I'm going to cheat with two. Oh, well. You thought I will cheat with three, and then the cycle continues, and then when by the time y'all get back with each other, your trust done been messed up. You done had all types of arguments. One of the car's tires is gone that y'all both done put money into, or the house is messed up because that y'all done both put bills into. Because of jealousy, not even because of jealousy, but more so because of uncontrolled desire. Lust, lack of risk assessment. Lack of risk assessment. Stupidity. And then nobody's thinking about the children that come out of these situations. You're not thinking about the children that come out of these situations. No, you're busy. You're busy wanting to fulfill a desire. It's unfortunate. You think the Most High going for any of that? No, he ran to let you have it. The Most High not going for none of that. He going to allow all the connections that you decided to perform in satanic behavior or satanic performance, because when you accept something, you accept all of whatever comes with it. That's the part you have to pay. You accept all the bad and the good. It's not just good that come with that. It's also bad that come with that. If they got diseases, if they got unsettled situations, if they got stalkers, if they got people that don't know how to let go, are you thinking about all these risks? Are you thinking about all the risk? No. And as far as the person that hopped in my comment about nobody's above all laws, I didn't above the Most High's laws. I never said that they was above the Most High's laws. All I said was they're above all laws. Meaning these politicians have understanding of these laws, and they practice them. They have understanding of these invisible laws, and they all work. And especially if they already have extreme funds and extreme resources, they are above all laws in this reality, in this realm. In this realm, yes, they are. And like I said, I know it's a bad thing, but it's just something we got to accept. Yes, you have to accept it. Like, you have to accept it for what it is, but I'm not ambiguous about it. No, it's a completely bad thing. Just like polygyny, what I'm calling it, a bad thing. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. No, the action itself is poor self-control altogether. because people don't even do it with righteous intention. Righteous intention. Yeah, I just want to plug this one in, and this one in. Like if I was to practice it, it would be for to obtain the traits of many different, individuals in my children that I want to see in my children. That is my like breeding, pretty much. It would be based on breeding. It wouldn't be based on me just fulfilling my physical desire or my sexual desires. Because that, one, it's not all it's cracked up to be in the first place. It's not. Like once you understand that, okay, yeah, you fulfilled this desire with this person, or you fulfilling that desire with that person. And then sometimes people don't even be doing it with no meaning. They're not doing like I said, if you're losing desire for who you with, you better find it. Because there's a reason that the Most High stated no fornication and no adultery. If you're married and you mess with somebody else, that is adultery. There's no way around it. No. When he recreated them laws, when Solomon recreated them laws that came from the Most High, even though he wasn't practicing those laws as far as having every man should have a wife and every wife should have a husband. He created those laws for our protection. Having too many bodies is very uncleanly. That is a very uncleanly act. It's very uncleanly. So lack of discipline. Matter of fact, you're not caring about who you're dealing with emotions, whether it be male or female. Yes, I don't want my woman out here lusting after every man's attention, because that's what women like to do. Like, they don't really care too much for giving you their body unless they like you in the first place. They more so care more about attention than the actual act of pleasure. And then they will give in to the act of pleasure depending on how attracted they are to that individual. So, like, they'll if they're physically attracted to the individual, then yeah, they trying to go. Like, I'm gonna go for him because in my eyes, he look good. Or you could just have a unique appeal about you or a unique swag about you. Then yeah, she gonna go. Yes, she gonna go. No, it's not gonna be no BS. She's just gonna go. Now, if she don't like you like that, or she's dispelled by you, or within the window, or you didn't capture her attention within the window of her desiring you, then yeah, she gonna lose interest real fast, because they lose interest just as fast as they pick up interest, because they're not disciplined people. Women, most of the time, and I'm not saying all women are like this, but most of the time they are very undisciplined when it comes to concentrating and focusing on what they have. Because remember, what they say, she already gotta be happy. Otherwise, you can't make a woman happy. Stop trying to make her happy. Stop trying to solve everything for her. Stop trying to, like, sometimes just let her be unhappy. Just let her go. Let it go. Because they'll be unhappy, and then they'll find a way to blame you. Now, think of dealing with multiple women. Like, think about dealing with multiple women and multiple personalities and that going on, where everybody's unhappy all the time or unfulfilled all the time, or you gotta, like, you don't know which way this woman want to go. Huh? Then what? Now think about dealing with that at the same time. I think the only benefit that I can see with having multiple wives, if they in the same house, is they could keep each other distracted while you're off doing whatever. And then even that is questionable because now you got women that like women now, so like they can fall in love with each other and fall completely out of love with you because they don't like how they're being treated, or they can gossip and talk behind your back because they no longer find the situation suitable or beneficial for them, and crush your whole empire, all because they were unhappy. And then not only that, it's dang near inhumane to be trying to, like, because in these third world countries where they practice polygyny, those men are strict. They're very strict and disciplined, and they discipline their wives with no back talk. And they strike with a hard rod. They rule with an iron fist or an iron backhand. And I know you don't want to be that. And then 9 times out of 10, even when it is one of them, like a pimp or something like that, even they still have a hard time with their women, depending on how valued that woman feels by that individual. And then do they care if they lose that individual? Because if they don't fear losing you, it's all over with. If they don't fear losing you, or they feel like they can replace you, that's really what it be. They don't have the fear of the Most High in them. Like, now I'm gonna give you this. The Most High is a jealous Elohim. If he's jealous, we're jealous. If we're jealous, our woman is jealous. Okay. And down the line, if the woman is jealous, the children can get jealous. Okay. They can feel treated unevenly. Everybody can feel treated unevenly. Even if you are making your best attempt to make people feel equally valued, that come at a price. It come at a price, y'all. Stop being lustful. Stop trying to fulfill your nasty little habits with multiple women. Just find one woman that you like and that like you in return in the same fashion, and build an actual family. Don't get a woman that just want one child, because at that point she just wants a pet and she will ditch you. She will abandon you. Because a woman that only wants one child, what that says to me, she's halfway in, halfway out. She don't want to develop a whole family, and she don't want to feel like she's being tied down. That's what that says to me. She don't want to feel like she's being tied down. So in order to feel that way, she'd rather just have one foot in, one foot out. and she don't want to be tied to the whole experience, and she don't want to be committed, and that's a red flag. And like I said, if you're curious about anybody, like, don't even be, when you get curious, be curious about how consistently curious you are. If you're consistently curious, then that's your sign, it's a red flag. The consistency of the curiosity, that's the red flag. Oh, okay, this person is always like this. So you know you'll never get nothing solid out of this person, and that is consistent. And just understand that. See it for what it is. Get out of your freaking lust, people. Now, I ain't saying all of y'all are lustful. I'm just saying the ones that are, hey, get it together. Even me, I had to tell myself to get it together. I'm lustful too. I still have strong desires. They ain't went nowhere. I just had to redirect and control the energy. And that's what it is. Anyhow, if you made it this far through the video, I love you. And if you have any discrepancies with what I have to say in this message, feel free to hop in the comments. If you like the video, thumbs up the video. It's Haloe369 once again. And I'm up out of here. It's all love, y'all. It is all love. And just think about what I'm saying. The Most High don't agree with your lust at all. He doesn't. But just understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. All right, y'all? It's all love.